Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another video. As you guys can tell, I'm doing another ranking tier list from Tier Maker for Arrowverse characters. Now, the first time I did this was for Arrowverse villains, and I ranked them, of course, S being the best, F being the worst, of course, failing, but that was for the villains. So this time I'm doing for the heroes, and as you can tell, we have a bunch of heroes to cover in this video. I'm pretty excited to do this. I think you guys enjoyed overall the first time I did this with the villains, so here I am doing it again for Arrowverse heroes. If you guys have any suggestions for future tier list rankings I could do for this channel, whether it's MCU films, DC animated films, or whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and overall let me know what you think about my ranking, my list here as I go through these heroes, and let me know yours as well. I will link this at the very top of the description. You guys can go and rank your heroes your own way if you feel different about mine. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. We have a bunch of characters to get through. Let's get into it now. Let's go. Okay guys, let's jump into it. So we have Thea here starting off this list. Now I want to base this ranking here based on everything, not just how the costume looks, you know, how long the character's been in the Arrowverse, how long they were on screen or whatever. It's all about what they have accomplished as a character and as a hero as well, mainly the hero aspect, because, you know, that's kind of the point of ranking the heroes. With Thea, I'm going to have to give her a B. I think she has done a pretty solid job. It is unfortunate that her character is no longer a part of the Arrowverse. She was written off because Willa Holland wanted to exit, but I like the fact that she came on board, as she's been, of course, with Arrow since day one, since the pilot, but then she moved on and then took over the mantle and became her own hero in a sense, but kind of honoring what Roy did, and so I like the fact that she was a part of Team Arrow for a time, and, you know, I'm going to give her a B. I feel like that's pretty good for her character. But some people might disagree and say A because she was so good, but I'll stick with B, even though, I think she was really, really good. But anyways, Roy, God, I love Roy, and I feel like they really underused him for season 7. I like the flash forward angle, and I like the fact that that was kind of how they reintroduced him into the Arrowverse again after being gone for quite some time. Of course, he came back for, I think, was it season 4? Like he came back for, or was it season 5? I forget which he came back for, but yeah, I gotta give Roy an A. I feel like Roy has done a phenomenal job, and I'm glad that they didn't waste too much time him becoming a hero, but they made his character go through a lot of stuff. But I'm glad that he became Arsenal and the flips. But I gotta give Roy an A, and I'm noticing now that since we've taken characters off, that now the screen is now pushed up, and you can kind of see a little bit below the actual bar of characters, but that it is what it is. But yeah, so A for Roy. Love his character, and I think he's gonna be back for season 8, the final season. He better be in that damn crossover too, in some sort of capacity. Ragman. Now, the unfortunate part is Ragman got written off the show due to budget. Now, I could be wrong, but I think it was due to budget. That's why his character was not around for very long. Like the last thing he did was stop a nuke or a big bomb or something, and then he was gone. Then he's brought back for that documentary type thing, only for one very quick scene. But for me, you know, he didn't really do a whole lot, but I really liked his character. I'm going to stick with a B. He was very impactful for how long he was on the show. I just wish he was on it more, and I really thought he was going to return, because there was all these talks about him returning in season 6. Didn't happen. Came back for season 7 in that one little documentary episode, which was cool, the 150th episode, but he wasn't there for long. Alex Danvers, I gotta give her an A. Now, I noticed that some of these pictures are cutting off the faces or whatever, but that is definitely Alex. The reason why I'm not gonna give her an S is because I feel like S is for the people who have done so much throughout the years on their shows, and Alex has done quite a bit. I'm not knocking her down or whatever. I really like her character and her work ethic, and her putting herself out there in the front lines with her sister, and just taking on anything and everything, really, because she doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. It's a testament to her character, but I'm going to stick with an A for her character. Who knows, I might, as I'm going through this, I might change and put her up to an S ranking, but I'm going to stick with her at an A. Curtis. Now, a lot of people were kind of annoyed at him when he was introduced in season 4, and understandably, if you don't like his character, that's completely fine. But for me, overall, I think Curtis has done a decent job, but he's more effective, in my personal opinion, when he's behind the scenes on the computer like Felicity, because I just didn't really see him do a whole lot and make a huge impact at being a hero out in the field. I'm gonna give Curtis a C. That might be might be too low for some people, but for me, I feel like Curtis is more effective when he's behind the scenes helping the team when he's not out in the field. That's just me personally. Nora has went through a lot. I'm gonna give Nora a B, just because she did do a lot in this past season of The Flash. Now, of course, she was tricked and manipulated by a certain person, but her father really taught her a lot. And there was a lot of points where people were questioning her motives and questioning if she is really a villain or not, or who she really is. But I think Nora did a pretty good job, even though she did a lot of fuck-ups. But it showed her growth over time. I feel like they handled it pretty well, of her growing as a character, growing as a hero, and it's because of her father over time. I'm going to give her a B. Oliver Queen, I think it's no question. He is going to have an S ranking, if I can get it up there. There you go. Oliver Queen gets an S ranking. The man has went through so fucking much, way more than anybody really should, and he's still pulled out on top, revealing himself to being the Green Arrow and then working for the police force and still being the Green Arrow, still being that badass character and being a pretty decent father. He's trying his best, saving the city whenever he could, and now he's off traveling with the Monitor, presumably through the multiverse, to pick up people to come fight the fucking Anti-Monitor. So yeah, Oliver gets an S ranking. There's no doubt about it. The man deserves it. He has went through hell and back so many fucking times. Yeah, he deserves to be top ranking. Dinah Drake. Now, Dinah has been mixed with people, especially through her being the captain of the police force, and a lot of people seeing her as clearly a replacement to Laurel Lance, who was wrongfully murdered in season 4 by the fucking writers. I'm going to have to give Dinah a B. I feel like Dinah has done a great job in her role and as her character. The reason why she's not ranked higher is because I feel like at times they write her character to be unlikable, and I don't like that. I kind of want my characters to be likable. That's just me. Call me fucking crazy. Sara Lance. I got to give her an A. She is my Arrowverse crush. So you would think I would give favoritism. I'm not giving favoritism for her, even though she is my Arrowverse crush, and she always will be. I love Sara. I love the fact they brought her back for season 2 of Arrow, and as a big reveal that, oh, Sara never died. And it was like, what? And of course they recasted her. And she has done so much now. She's apparently the leader of the Wave Rider. I don't know. I haven't seen season 4. I mean, I think she became leader of the Wave Rider before season 4. But I've not seen season 4 of Legends, and I don't know when I'll ever get to that point. Eventually, I'll watch it. But Sara has done so much on Arrow and within the Arrowverse, and has been a huge part of the building of this universe. And it's undeniable that Sara is one of the leading heroes of everything. And if it wasn't for the success of Arrow and how the show has progressed and how she's moved over to Legends of Tomorrow, it's really her part in it, her part in building Arrow and making it the phenomenal show that it ultimately is at the end of the day when you look at everything that the show has accomplished by itself, and then of course including how it spun off the Flash and how Supergirl was made because of Arrow and Flash's success, and then of course Legends of Tomorrow being spun off with a bunch of other characters. I mean, Sara Lance is at the forefront of that, so yeah, definitely. I may move her up to S as we're continuing through this list, but I'm going to give her an A right now. But Sara Lance, thank you so much for what you've done in the Arrowverse, being a great character. Black Siren. Now, this is a little bit tricky because, see, we have a Black Siren image, but we don't have a Laurel Lance image. It's just a picture of Black Siren. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to use this image as Laurel Lance and not Black Siren, even though it's a Black Siren image, but there's no image of, because I didn't make this, clearly. So I'm going to use this Black Siren image as Laurel Lance. Now, can't get favoritism, even though I do think she was wrongfully killed in season 4. I do like the fact they brought back a doppelganger, almost a clone, but I'm going to give Laurel Lance an A as well. I think Laurel Lance has done a lot behind the scenes in terms of being, the DA, yeah. And then her being the Black Canary. And the fact that they wrongfully killed her is really messed up, but she was a huge part of the Arrowverse as well. And moving on. So yeah, I'm going to give her an A rating. I feel like she deserves an A rating, and I'm going to stick with it. So There you have it. Sara Lance, thank you so much. I'm glad that Katie Cassidy decided to return as well, because she could have easily said fuck you to Mark Guggenheim and everybody who fucked her over in season 4. But thank you for returning in Black Siren and giving that redemption we needed. Cisco Ramon! Cisco Ramon. He's done a fantastic job. He's been really effective in the field, being Vibe, but he's also done a lot more just being Cisco. So I'm going to give Cisco an A. I think Cisco has deserved that A. I don't want to move. There you go. There you go. I was like, come on. But yeah, Cisco has been really, really helpful for the Flash and everybody. And I mean, what more can you say? He's a fantastic character, and I was really, really bummed, and I kept hearing those rumors that he was not going to be returning for season 6 of the Flash. Seems like that was incorrect. But yeah, Cisco has done a great job behind the scenes, in the lab, helping Team Flash, of course, being a part of Team Flash, but also being Vibe as well, has also been a great, he's been a great addition to the Arrowverse. Constantine. Now, Constantine has not, I haven't seen season 4, so I can't really justifully rank him, but based off of his show, which is officially now connected to the Arrowverse because he's been in the Arrowverse now, he's on Legends now, I'm going to give Constantine a B. That's because I haven't seen season 4 of Legends yet. You can question it all you want, say, what the fuck? I'm going to stick with B for right now because he has done a pretty good job in terms of on the Legends episode of season 3 that I noticed. Well, the other episodes as well, he was in season 3. But when he was on Arrow, that was really a highlight for season 4. So I'm going to stick with a B. Ralph Dibny. Ralph has been effective, but for me personally, I feel like Ralph has been more of just the comedic relief, even though Cisco is that. But I'm going to give Ralph, and this might be controversial, I'm going to give Ralph a C. I feel like Ralph hasn't really done a whole lot for me personally to, like, he's a elongated man, he has a better suit, but I feel like Ralph, like, there's a lot more they could be doing with Ralph, and they haven't done it yet. They haven't really done it yet, and I'm hoping in season 6 they turn it around, because I feel like there's a lot more they can do with Ralph. Now, I'm believing this is Felicity right here. I can't really tell with the picture because the head's cut off, but I'm going to rank, I can't really rank Felicity, because people call her a hero, and to an extent she's a hero, but I can't really rank her because she doesn't go out in the field as a superhero. Like, this is ranking the heroes. This is not ranking people like the tech people that are always behind the scene. Now Felicity has been in the field. Felicity has went out there and she's had to do some kicking, do some punching, having to get into some fights. But Felicity's not a superhero in the sense of where she goes out in a costume and like, because Oliver Queen is not Oliver Queen running around out there with no outfit. Like, he goes out as the Green Arrow. So I can't really rank Felicity. So I'm going to bypass it. If you want to argue and say, well, hold the fuck up, that's not right. I'm basing this off heroes, and she is a hero in her own right, but she doesn't go out as a superhero out in the field like that. She has a name Overwatch, but that's because everybody needed code names at a point. So I'm going to bypass that. So if you want to complain, that's completely fine. But that's how I'm doing it. Okay, Firestorm, comic book accurate outfit. Really enjoyed the character. I feel like he was used pretty well. I'm going to give him a B overall. I think he's been pretty effective. I think at a point I'm going to have to minimize my camera a little bit. Let me actually do that real quick. Minimize just a tad, just because I don't want, because it might get to the point where my screen is like pretty much blocked up or whatever from all these characters. But yeah, Firestorm pretty good. I'm going to give him a B ranking. I think that's pretty good for him there. Superman, he's done some stuff. They haven't used him a lot, but I'm gonna give Superman a B. I feel like Superman's done a pretty decent job. They could have used him a lot more, but they're really pushing for Supergirl, because if you give Superman too much, you give him too much, then it's like, okay, then why do we have a Supergirl show when Superman can just be doing everything? So they're trying to find a balance, and they really haven't done it too well. Barry Allen, the Flash, has been through so much as well. I'm going to have to give him an S ranking as well, along with Oliver Queen. I think he's done a phenomenal job. Grant Gustin's done a phenomenal job with Barry Allen as the Flash. And, you know, they put the character through a lot, and they're going to put him through even fucking more crazy shit with Crisis on Infinite Earths. So, but yeah, I mean, look, you got to give it up to Barry. I mean, he has been through so much emotionally, physically, going out there fighting day in and day out, fighting a bunch of different speedsters, fighting his mother's killer. It's a lot, and he's also shown he is human, because he will make a decision that he will regret later, because like, why did I do that? Like, he's trying so hard to find that balance, and I think he's found that balance of being a hero and also putting himself in check at times. So I got to give him the S ranking. Vixen. So this is the Vixen from season 2, and this is not the Vixen from the Vixen animated show along with Arrow season 4. I feel like Vixen has been somewhat productive. I feel like they just, to me personally, they've kind of underused the Legends characters on that show, like mostly because of how the show has ran and everything. Sorry, this is gonna be kind of controversial. I do overall like the character, but I feel like I'm gonna have to give her a C. I feel like they could be doing a lot more with her character, or what they could have done, because apparently they've replaced her. I don't fucking know what's going on with season 4, but based off what I've seen from Vixen, I just feel like they just kind of underused her character quite a bit on this show up to season 3 when I finished the season finale. Now, I believe this guy in the suit here is Human Target. I don't know what the fuck he's doing on this list. I'm going to put him in an F, because I feel like all he's done is just been around, helping, putting on masks. I mean, he hasn't done nothing, really, so I don't know why he's on this list. Not Jay Garrick, sorry, Barry Allen from Earth 90. Now, look, he didn't do anything. He fought whatever the fucking Monitor put on his Earth, but hasn't done anything. Someone put him in F as well. Not because I don't like his character. I wanted to see a way more of his character in Crisis, in Elseworlds, but they only showed him for 2-3 minutes, maybe not even that. So I'm only basing it off what they've done on their shows or whatever they've done in the Arrowverse. And all Barry Allen did from Earth 90 was come and tell them what's happening, reference that John Diggle may have a ring on Earth 90, a Green Lantern ring. Yeah, and that's really it. I don't feel like he's done much more. So hopefully he'll come back on Crisis on Infinite Earths and he'll actually do stuff, and then he'll be moved up in the ranking. Next up, oh God, what is his name? Oh God, what is his name? I'm forgetting his name. Rip Hunter. That's his name. Rip Hunter. He was really only effective of bringing the Legends together. I'm about to give him a C. I had to think about that for a bit. I had to think. Yeah, I'm going to give him a C. I feel like that's fair. That's fair for Rip Hunter. Now, he had an emotional backstory. I will admit that. But other than that, he really didn't do much either. In terms of, like, he was, of course, he saved time and was doing all this stuff, but I feel like they could have used these characters more and did more with them. We have Captain Cold, who did become a hero in a sense in season 1, but I mean, at his core, he was just doing whatever the hell he wanted. I'm going to give him a C as well. That might be controversial, but I'm going to stick with a C for him. Could have done better. Now, Heatwave has done a lot more than Captain Cold, and because of course he's been on the show way longer, so of course he's done more. But I feel like Captain Cold has done a better job at being more of a hero in a sense. He stole himself, so I'm gonna give him a B. I feel like that's fair for him, for sure. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm rushing through. I just now notice how long this video is, so I'm not trying to waste fucking forever. Mon-El did pretty good for what I feel like they just wrote him off because Chris Wood, the actor, wanted off the show, so they just kind of got rid of him in a sense. I'm gonna give him a B as well. I feel like that's pretty good for his character, because I mean he did do quite a bit when in season 2 and season 3 of Supergirl, so I'll give him that. We have Wild Dog. Wild Dog has been pretty effective. I feel like he's been way more effective than most people realize, just based off how many connections he's had. And this might come to surprise people, but I'm going to give Wild Dog an A. I feel like Wild Dog has done a lot. And I mean, he went through a lot with his backstory, but mainly what he's done out in the field and helping Team Arrow and just being who he is. This crazy fucking guy running out there with goddamn guns and fighting for justice. I mean, he's done a lot on the show. If you really think back and think on everything he's been a part of and what he's done and the connections and the relationships he's built and what he's done as Wild Dog out in the field, protecting his daughter, protecting the city, doing what he can. I mean, I feel like he deserves that A ranking. I feel like he deserves that. Batwoman. Now, we can't really rank her because she's not really done much, but I'm going to give her a C just based off what she did in Elseworlds. Hopefully that ranking will go up over time with her show, but I think after what we've seen from Elseworlds, it's not a complete F. It's not like she didn't do anything. She could have done a lot more, but for some reason they just had her character come in for only a couple of, important sequences in Elseworlds Part 2, and that's it. So yeah, Martian Manhunter. Now here's the thing. I feel like Martian Manhunter, if the CGI was if the money was boosted up for each episode, they would use him more. But I feel like with what John has done, and what he has been through, and what he has accomplished, and how he has survived, and how he has now fully come back as the Martian Manhunter, I'm gonna give him an A. I'm thinking maybe S, but if I put him in S, I would feel like Alex would go to S too. So I'm gonna stick with A for Martian Manhunter. He's been a phenomenal addition on Supergirl, and I'm glad that he's on the show for sure. Miss Martian. Now, she hasn't done much. Hardly anything. I'm going to give her a C, along with everybody else on the list. I feel like if they would have used her more, she might be pushed up. But I feel like Miss Martian was brought in on the show because, we can do Miss Martian. And they brought her in, and then they threw her away. She's gone now. Supergirl. Supergirl is an S ranking again. This might seem like where I'm just, if you're looking at this list like, he's ranking the titular heroes of the shows at S, and then everybody else is below. Well, Sara Lance is the main, like, not the main focus of Legends, but she is a huge major factor character that is kind of like the face of Legends, and she's an A rating. It's just like the title heroes have been through so much, and the show is based around them, and they get all the focus. So yeah, I feel like they all deserve that S ranking. Now, of course, if one of the shows was bad, I would rank them lower. But I want to give them the top ranking because they are at the forefront, and they're the ones basically doing the most out there amongst, the other heroes on their shows. They're the ones really risking it all even more than everybody else. That's my personal opinion. So yeah, Supergirl definitely goes up there for sure with everything she's been through. Of course, her whole fucking planet being destroyed. It's a lot. And then of course, what she's been through with all the different villains and how she's been dealing with it with her personal life and with work. And then of course, being Supergirl, it's a lot on one person. It really is. Next up, we have a couple more. I keep seeing that Bebo gif keeps moving. The next up is going to be Killer Frost, but also Caitlin, but it's going to be mostly Killer Frost. Now, Killer Frost has become an anti-hero in a sense. Now, she's become more hero over time. I'm going to give her a B ranking. I feel like they've used her well enough, but I feel like they could be doing more with Killer Frost, and I think they've kind of hinted at they're going to be doing that for Season 6. More like calling her Frost, not Killer Frost. Frost. But yeah, I think that's a fair ranking for her for sure, to be having a B, because she is very effective, but they can't use her all the time because of budget. So it's kind of limited. Ray Palmer. I feel like Ray was very, very useful and an interesting twist in Season 3 of Arrow when they introduced him, just based off when they finally got to the suit. He's been very effective on Legends. I'm going to have to give him a B in terms of what he's done on Legends. Am I blocking my camera yet? Oh, a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, definitely got to go with B for Ray Palmer. I feel like Ray has been a great addition to the Arrowverse, and I love the fact that Brandon Routh is playing him. But the thing that it could bring him down is because I feel like his character, in my personal opinion, hasn't grown much on Legends, but his tech and what he can do with the suit is very effective on Legends. So I got to give him the B, because if it wasn't for what he can do by going microscopic or whatever, or be getting small and able to do things and help with the plans and helping whatever they're doing, they wouldn't be able to accomplish them the way they can because of his tech. So we got to give him that edge out. I'm not going to rank Bebo because Bebo is not a hero, my personal opinion. But anyways, Zari's the last person I'm going to rank. We're going to leave these two alone. Zari's the last person. I feel like Zari, I think C's fair for Zari. I think that's really it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I feel like just, I don't know. Just being honest, just being my opinion. But there you have it, guys. That is the ranking of the heroes list. Like I said, I wasn't going to rank Felicity. I'm not going to rank Bebo based off of the what description and how I'm ranking them based off them being superheroes in the field and what they've accomplished in the field. And I'm going to stick with that. So there's my ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you guys enjoyed the list and how I put them together. And I'm curious to know what you guys thought. And if you agree or disagree with my list, let me know in the comment section below, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.